This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
Come.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Morning. Come, Jayant. Please sit down.
Thank you.
Yes. So, how are you today, Jayant?
I'm feeling well, ma'am.
You're good. And when is your interview?
It has not been scheduled yet, ma'am.
Okay, very good. You have lots of time, huh? And you are not working. You are what is this? Mathematics, operational research, computer science.
I am working, ma'am. But my graduation subject is operational science. It is basically part of mathematical sciences.
So it's not in this biodata. Where are you working right now?
Actually, I'm working for the Intelligence Bureau in the capacity of ACIO2, ma'am.
Okay, you're working for the IB already. In what is the capacity?
ACIO2, Assistant Central Intelligence Officer.
And you are here only? Delhi only?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I'm undergoing training currently.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, what is your reaction to this latest pronouncement by the Supreme Court? They did it known that recommendations of judges that have been sent and the agencies IB and RAW have given their comments on that. They say we'll make it public. So should it be done? It's an era of transparency, because when the executive is saying that collegium should give its reasons for recommending judges, so they say, all right, we'll put that also. I think they've done it already. So should it be done?
I think when we talk about the collegium system, there has been a debate and it has been long.
I was talking about this recommendations of the agencies being made public.
Yes, ma'am. Agencies have made the recommendation, and whenever a recommendation is made, then various analysis is going on at the back end, and this analysis leads to a particular conclusion, and only after that such recommendation is made by the agency to the government.
Yeah,
and
you know
now,
all that. Answer the question.
Yes, I believe it is up to the government. If the government feels, after the consulting the Supreme Court of India, that it is in the public interest to release the statement in public, to made the consultation in public, only then it should be made public.
What can be done to improve intelligence sharing between the agencies? There's so much of unhealthy competition. There's a lot of unhealthy competition and agencies don't share information. I know, in fact, I was talking to the then JD IB, who later on became your director IB, and when he was posted in Srinagar, he says they were talking to the army at the time of the Kargil issue, and it would go to Delhi. Delhi would say, you share this, you don't share this, on both sides. So what can be done to improve agency sharing, information sharing among the agencies, especially at the borders?
I think, ma'am, there was a time when there was unhealthy competition between various agencies.
Still is.
But now, if we look at the current system,
so everybody shares. At the grassroots level also they share directly.
There is a multi-agency center, and in this center there are many agencies around.
Where is it? Where is this located?
It is located in Delhi.
So that also will come to Delhi and then go down.
I think it is a digital platform, and it would not take time. It would not come in the
information is put on the digital platform.
Yes, ma'am. Multi-agency center is there. And
how can it be on the digital platform, sensitive information?
It is shared by security agencies only to multi-agency center, that is MAC, and then MAC analyzes the information, and further, if it requires that...
So every information, sensitive, everything is put on that. Anybody can hack it and take it.
It is not that easy, ma'am. Hacking requires a lot of timing. And
yes, there's enough skill for hacking, enough strength. They hacked the AIMS system completely.
I think when we talk about AIMS, these are government institutions. They do not have
This is not a government institution? Multi-centric center?
Yes, it is. It is entirely specific to the security of the country. And there is a SAG group that is associated with the RDO. This SAG provides security grading to various...
अच्छा, अब आप simple चीज़ में बताइए. This all we know. At the border, I've been there myself 2 months back. There is ITBP, there is Army, there's BRO at a particular place. They don't talk to each other. They talk through, in that particular place, they were talking to Pithoragarh. and in this place they'll talk to Srinagar or they'll talk through Delhi?
I think, ma'am, that is not entirely true, because if we
won't debate, we'll go further then. What are the anti-inflationary measures in the budget this time?
Anti-inflationary measures. Anti-inflationary measures, ma'am.
We have high inflation. It has been brought down below 6 now. So are there any measures in the budget which will depress inflation?
Yes, ma'am, certainly there are.
Which ones? Okay, never mind. Please.
Jayant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Jayant, you come from Jodhpur, right?
Yes, sir.
Why is it called as the blue city?
If we look at old Jodhpur, sir, then most of the houses are painted with blue color. And these houses are nearby to Mehrangarh Fort actually. And it is because of that reason that when you go to the fort and look at the city, then it seems blue actually. Though it has been fading recently, but it is...
No. Is there any geographical reason regarding the stones which are used or the paint which is used? The view is very obvious. Whenever somebody will go to the fort, there is a view of the city. So how that blue color came about? Is it because Jodhpur is a quite hot place? That is why has it been painted blue?
Yes, sir. That also has significance
Then,
as well.
Is there any other significant reason? You come from Jodhpur, you should be knowing, right? So is there no other reason for it?
So there's another reason is that whenever in the nearby area, Brahmins used to live there, they used to paint their houses blue and not the other people. And then the other thing was what you pointed out, that it is because of the hot climatic conditions in Jodhpur that they were painted blue to keep the houses cool from the inside. And it is also believed that the color blue has certain infections. I think that certain insects are not able to reach to the houses, or it deflect those insects. That reason is there, which is our heard, sir. Not.
Who has given this theory? This disinfectant theory, that blue, is resistant to...
I do not know. Sorry, sir.
You only mentioned it. Okay. You mentioned about Mehrangarh Fort. How does it get the name Mehrangarh?
So Mehrangarh comes from two words. One is Mihir and the other one is Garh. So Mihir means sun and the Garh means fort. So it is because of the rays of the sun that hits the fort, and from there the name has been derived, sir.
Okay, good. So Jayant, you are a student of political science, okay? There is a lot of political instability in your state, right? What impact does it have on the minds of voters? How does it impact their voting behavior?
So if we look at the political conditions of Rajasthan, then for past around 20 years, we have seen higher anti-incumbency in the state.
I'm not talking about anti-incumbency. I'm
coming to the point. We have higher anti-incumbency, and that is somehow reflected in the state of Rajasthan because of the political instability. Whenever there is a political instability, the people of a particular state feels that the government in power is not able, the leader in power is not that able, who is able to run his government in an efficient manner. And it is because of that people feel that we might need a change of guard in the state, and it leads to anti-incumbency feelings among the government. So,
but last time it was a full majority government. In the last Rajasthan elections in 2018, the earlier government was in complete majority. Even then, the other party won the election.
Yes, sir. When we talk about the BJP government that was there earlier, then it also had certain factions, which is obvious when we talk about political parties. And various criminal actions took place, and gang wars started happening in the state of Rajasthan. And it had certain impact, and because of other policy measures as well. That
okay. Thank you. So hello Jayant.
Hello, sir.
Jayant, can you tell me what are India's priority as the G20 president?
If we talk about India's priorities, then the first thing we can say that about the environment. India has been...
Environment?
Yes, sir. India
Okay.
has been taking a lead role as far as the environment is concerned, and India has made various commitments as well. And second thing could be the global supply chain. India would try to make the global supply chain as resilient as possible. And considering the current environment, we have had the Russia-Ukraine war was there, pandemic was there. It was because of that we actually witnessed that how supply chains were disturbed. And sir, after that, if we look at the third thing, that is the bringing in the investment in the country, and that is
No, it's a multilateral forum, so it's not just about bringing investment to the country. So I'm talking about as a group. What is India trying to set the agenda for the group?
So India would like to bring the attention of various countries towards Indo-Pacific region. India has a specific interest in...
China is also part of the grouping, right? So will China actually appreciate this kind of a thing where attention is brought to a disputed area? China is disputing, a lot of... So will China welcome that? So don't you think that in these kind of groups, it's all through a consensus rather than a particular country's own agenda?
Yes, sir, it is through the consensus, but whenever there is a presidency of a particular country, then through the method of...
Okay, just tell me, has the groups like G20, do they actually serve any purpose? Can you tell me some achievements of G20 as a group?
So if we talk about G20 as a grouping, then it was formed at the time when there was a crisis in the world. Financial crisis was going on.
When was that?
It was in 1998, sir, around 1998.
Okay.
Asian financial crisis was there, sir. And when G20 was formed, it actually brought multiple countries to a forum, basically emerging market economies. And when these economies were brought together to a multilateral forum, when there is a dialogue going on, then it is because of this constructivism that countries come to a particular consensus and they bring a decision that is in favor of the larger goods of the world.
Okay. India is getting presidency of one more group this year. Can you tell that? Which group is that? Shanghai Cooperation.
Sir.
SCO. Now, there is one RATS in Shanghai that is anti-terrorism.
Yes, sir.
Pakistan is also a member, but there is hardly any action by Pakistan, in this terrorism front. So don't you think that these kind of groups, they are actually very ineffective in bringing the action on the ground? I mean, there is all talk, but there is no action.
Yes, sir. So if we talk about the particular institution that is RATS, then now earlier, yes, definitely there was conflict between various countries as to the particular definition about terrorism was not decided. But now if we look at the region, I think China is concerned about what is going to happen in Afghanistan, and this region has been sensitive, and Kazakhstan also has certain terror organizations as well, and Russia considers this particular region as its backyard.
My question is that, are they effective?
So effectiveness would be there because dialogue mechanism is going on. Okay. And meetings are being conducted regularly, and it is because of these meetings that countries are able to have a dialogue and they might come to a conclusion.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Jayant,
Yes.
Jayant, you were born on a very prosperous day,
Yes, sir.
prominent day.
Yes, sir.
That is
Republic Day, sir.
Republic Day. Why is it celebrated as Republic Day?
So our constitution, the Constitution of India, was actually implemented, and it was 26th of January. And we formed a particular government, and the system that we adopted was parliamentary form of government and the republic, as against the monarchical government that was earlier there.
Okay, so the constitution came into force. We adopted, like, what are the nitty-gritties?
It came into force on 26th of January.
All the parts of the constitution came into force on that day?
Not all the parts, but parts related to the elections and formation of the government.
Anything related to pre-independence for this particular date?
Pre-independence, actually, Purna Swaraj Day was celebrated on 26th of January.
So who was the guest this time at the Republic Day?
The president of Egypt, 𝐂𝐻𝐶, sir.
He's a president or a prime minister?
President, sir.
President, okay. So, can you draw a similarity between our leader and Mr. 𝐂𝐻𝐶? Not of the qualities, but of the achievements, maybe?
Of the achievements? I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, and why are you aware of how the nitty-gritties or domestic issues Egypt is facing presently?
The Muslim Brotherhood issue has been there in Egypt for a long time, and it is because of that there have been various factions, and certain protests were also conducted when Arab Spring was there, and Egypt is still facing the brunt of that crisis, and it is because of that certain political instability to a certain extent is there, sir.
So your father's name is Jay Prakash.
Yes, sir.
So why is this personality, the personality why this name is very prominent in Indian history post-independence?
If we talk about post-independence, then JP movement was there, and this movement was against the government in 1970s, and during the time of emergency, JP movement has been effective. Various leaders were associated with this movement, and they wanted to actually bring a system where there was a sense of dynamism, and it was also believed that Jayaprakash Narayan wanted to bring socialism, hard socialism to the country as well.
Thank you.